Hello, hello, you beautiful, magnanimous souls. My name is Michelle. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am recording a video today about how to honor everyone's journey. And this is long overdue, but of course everything is performed in perfect divine timing. So a little bit about myself. I currently identify as a starseed light worker performing missionary work to spread my beautiful unconditional love with all walks of life. So, the reason why I am being called to share this message, I'm not entirely sure yet whose ears are going to hear this, but anything that resonates and anything that doesn't resonate, just leave it. You leave whatever doesn't resonate, take what does. And for those of you that might have a sensitivity to any cuss words, I may end up saying a few cuss words because I speak authentically and genuinely from my heart, and I get really, really passionate about the words that I'm saying. So sometimes it just comes out. So if that's you, please just click off the video. I don't want anyone to take offense to what it is that I might be describing. Okay. So to begin, how to honor everyone's journey, how to honor every walk of life, every human's journey. How do we do it? I myself have been, and I have encountered several trials and tribulations that I have identified as opportunities for me to become better versions of myself, for me to raise in levels of consciousness, for me to gain wisdom and insight so that I can share this information with others that may find it helpful or beneficial. And I'm very, very honored to share in this space with you. So, first and foremost, there are moments when we come across the path of someone, or we've known someone for a certain period of time or a long period of time, and they may share their feedback or insight or their opinions about what they think or feel about you or what you're doing. And it may be in a negative connotation, it may be in a negative light, and you find yourself kind of taking offense to it. Well, first, what we need to make sure that we are aware of is the exact role of our ego. How is our ego influencing our perspective on how we experience our reality? And if you've had, several hours upon days or months or years of time, facing and going in deep, facing the dark night of your soul, which is your ego, your lower aspect itself, and then you might be aware of how your ego is the only aspect of you that takes anything personally against what someone might say or do. All right? So first and foremost, the first way that you can release judgment against someone else and honor their journey is by understanding that no matter what it is they say or do to you, and if that triggers you, the only part of you that gets triggered is the ego aspect itself. So what that does is that provides you an opportunity. So if you feel triggered by what somebody else says, that then is an excellent opportunity for you to see what might need to be healed within you, right? So that's just on the outer surface. That's just the first awareness. The second awareness is understanding how we are always, so number 2, we are always projecting outwardly how we feel about ourselves inwardly. So however we feel about ourselves is what we're always projecting outwardly. So throughout every moment of every day, we're constantly painting on the canvas of our own reality, painting on the canvas of our life, how we feel about self inwardly. And this is extremely, extremely important to be made aware of. Back to the scenario and the example, if someone were to say anything to you about what it is that you're doing or what it is that you're saying, or provides their opinion, even if they call it constructive criticism, if it's in a negative light, what you now know is that they're only showing you how they feel about themselves. So I'm going to repeat that. If someone, and we'll use an example, if someone says something negative to you about something you're doing, something you're saying, or something that happened that involves you, you can now see that as insight as to how they truly feel about themselves. And then you know that they are carrying around a suitcase full of trauma and pain that hasn't been healed yet. So if it's coming out in a negative way, it's a reflection of themselves. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you, because they're just projecting outwardly how they feel inwardly. So if you find yourself in a moment where you're caught off guard, and just walking around doing your own thing, minding your own business, and a friend of yours pops up and just says something like that just triggers you in a matter of a second, and then maybe they're wanting you to respond, like maybe it's actually a malicious, intentional thing where they are really trying to get a rise out of you, and you're triggered and you're offended and you're hurt, or whatever it is that you may be feeling, immediately think of what I'm saying on step number 2. That they are only projecting onto you how they feel about self. And whatever it is that's being triggered within you, that's showing you what needs to be healed within you. So you can take the high road. You can then respond to them instead of react to them. Or you say nothing at all. Sometimes holding your tongue and not saying anything. Maybe even say, is that so? Is that how you really feel? Is that so? And when you respond that way, you now see that they're only telling you what they're thinking and feeling based on whatever buried traumas and pains they might not even be aware of themselves. So it's super, super easy for you to honor them, to number 1, help you see them, number 2, be able to love them regardless of what it is that they said to you or did to you or think of you. And the third most important aspect to remember and how to honor other people's journey, no matter what, is to know that they are there to help you become a better version of you. So on the outside, it may not seem like they're there to show you an insight or an aspect of you that, you may need to heal, or you may need to do some inner work on. But they're always there to help you in some way, shape, or form. Everyone that we come across is always here to help us grow and step into higher expressions of ourselves, learning how to love unconditionally with no conditions. Remember, we don't require somebody else to treat us with respect in order to love them. Just because they may not know how to love themselves doesn't mean that you don't know how to love them. And I say this a lot, even to myself. Just because somebody else may not know how to, respect me or appreciate me or honor me, or it doesn't mean that I don't know how to respect them, appreciate them, or honor them. I take complete accountability for how I feel at all times. As a light worker, that is my missionary work. How to maintain my frequency of love at the highest possible level. Because I know that everyone is just another version of me. We are all one. And so we need to really analyze the moment that we may want to judge somebody else for what journey they're on. Their journey is there to help you, and vice versa. So it's so easy to honor every walk of life's journey, because you don't know what trauma, what pains, what miseries, what tumultuous experiences they might have experienced in life that are causing them to puke up their garbage out at you. They're there to help you, even though it might be a backdoor way of you experiencing it. If someone betrays you, belittles you, they're not doing it to you. Remember, do not take anything personally. It's only the ego that takes things personally. Just remember, they're always projecting outwardly how they feel inwardly. And if they merely hate you just because you're this big ball of light and you love the shit out of people, well, then, boundaries is really, really, really important in this whole honoring everyone's journey process and honoring yourself. You're not going to give your power away to someone else so they can decide for you how you're going to feel in any given moment. That's how you honor yourself. And we must start taking accountability for how we choose to feel every moment of every passing day, so that we can actually start feeling better and not allowing somebody else to decide for us how we're going to feel. If someone wants to puke up their hidden traumas and buried traumas and pains and miseries on us, well, we can show them compassion. We can show them empathy. We can show them that even though they may not know how to love themselves, it doesn't mean you don't. Right? So I really, really do hope that this information that I was able to share today, shed some light on some things, and maybe allows you to see things from, a different point of view, a different perspective. Maybe all of everything I said, you are, already implementing in your daily practices of understanding how to honor thyself, and hence in turn honor everyone else. As light bearers and light bringers, and we owe it to ourselves to take care of ourselves. There's nobody else that's responsible for how we feel except us. So I love you. I really, really do hope that this message helps you in some way, shape, or form. I love you. Namaste.